got a fun episode for you. We got a fun episode for you guys today. We got a Brad Adam, a host of Mariners Baseball on Root Sports. Super excited to have him talk about Mariners 2024 season. We're going to do all-time Mariners draft, and we're going to talk about the Shohei gambling scandal as well. Tune in. Let's go. Welcome back to Client's Corner, your favorite place to get your news, knowledge, and action, anywhere from TV, sports, movies, books, and a lot more. We got a special episode for you guys today. We're gonna do a little Mariners team mixed with some MLB talk as well. We got Brad Adam, host of Mariners Baseball on Root Sports. Catch him in the studio and pregame at T-Mobile Park during the home games. Brad, how you doing? Thanks for coming back on.
Hi, you're very welcome. I'm doing well. Always excited to get the season going. So,
Oh,
spring training gone, regular season coming up. It's always, as you know, a great time for fans.
oh yeah.
Perfect situation, right? Because they're healthy, they're in first place, undefeated. I mean, it's just the whole season ahead of us. So it's gonna be a lot of fun for us and for fans here on the sport.
Yeah, it's like what they say for Jet fans. Their favorite time of the year is before the season starts because they're in first
What?
place.
Yeah, what are you gonna do in that situation? And I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers another year. So what do you? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a tough situation. But luckily, the Mariners aren't in that situation, right? It's all
yeah.
good for this guy. Geez, that's going to be tough with Sal and those guys. Ugh, ugh.
Yeah, at least Mariners got some promise to them with all their guys. So as we talk about the Mariners, last time we talked, they brought in Jorge Polanco, which was pretty. I was happy about that. You know, he strikes out a lot less than Teoscar and Gino. We saw those guys leave. He batted 255 last year, 269 average. He was an all-star before. I think he's good. He puts the ball in play. Um, a lot better than, guys that like Colton Wong. I was I was hyped when they got it, and then I was like, okay. And then
A
I
little
saw him.
disappointed, huh? The
Yeah.
Colton Wong era is
And then he
gone.
had the
Yeah.
most. I mean, I know he's Hawaiian, and he had, his. I just think his. Yeah, it was just every time he came to that bat, I was like, just,
This was going to
uh,
be that bad to get him going, right? This will
yeah,
be the one, and then no. But it's
it-
with Blanco being able to hit in the middle of the order, it's it's an improvement two ways. You get a second baseman that had just a hole there for a long time since Cano. They've been piecing it together and platooning, and they've been getting no production out of that position. So now you get Polanco, as you mentioned, the guy's former All Star, the guy can hit third and then line up a switch hitter, contact guy. He can stay healthy and get back to what he was in Minnesota. That's a huge upgrade, and an upgrade, not just a second for the Mariners, but a guy who can hit in the middle of their lineup, which allows like Haniger, like you saw in the spring, Haniger to hit fifth, sixth. So I mean, it just gets them a lot more depth and a lot longer lineup than what they had last year. So he helps them. I think the offense is going to be better if they can stay healthy. But I think a lot of teams say that, right? If we stay healthy, we're going to be good this year. So I mean, that
yeah.
is certainly true with the Mariners.
I think you make a good point too, like an actual second baseman since Cano, because it's been Dylan Moore, Abraham Toro. I mean, did Josh Rojas play second base at one point last year? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably
Long.
start at yeah, so they just
Shed
had a
Long. Don't forget about Shed Long.
Shed
I
Long.
mean,
Was it Shed Long? You know, is it just Shed Long? I
oh, it
think it's
might be a junior.
yeah. Yeah,
He
just
might
like
be.
the random utility players. I mean, Dylan Moore's like he's decent utility player. Like I'm
Mhm.
glad he
Yeah,
could start at I think he might start at outfield, him or Cade Marlowe. Or no, sorry, Dom Canzone might
hmm
start out in outfield. But yeah, I think it's crazy too, because you look at the starting lineup, I mean, let's see. I think there's only gonna be four guys, or five including Luis Castillo from their starting lineup. It's just Cal, JP, Julio, and Ty France. So it'll be a really fun year for the Mariners in 2024. Who are some guys on the team, pitchers, and even the guy and batters who you're excited to watch, but also kind of excited to see take a leap forward in their game?
I think you got to start with Julio. To say he's going to take a leap forward. Uh, I think he will, and I think he certainly can. You know, his numbers are really odd last year. At the end of the year, you know, they were good. Obviously, I think it was what, fourth in MVP, so they were good numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look back, and it's like he had two really good months and four not so good months. So he
Yeah.
knows that, especially the start, April, May, been really bad the last 2 years. So he knows he needs to get going quicker and be just more consistent over a whole year. But I mean, he's so talented and so good. He struggled and he still had, you know, finished fourth in MVP. That's I mean, he's just an uber talented guy. So I'm looking forward to him taking that next step in the superstardom. Mitch Haniger, I love back. I think it's going to be great to watch. I hope he can stay healthy and put in a year. And I know they're going to protect him. And he can get 120, 130 games out of him. That's a huge, huge upgrade. And hopefully that'll happen. I think Ty France is going to bounce back. You know, he worked with JT and Driveline this offseason and lost
Mm-hmm.
some weight, changed the swing, did some things, you know. And we're excited because our Aztecs are back in the Sweet 16. So excited about that, of course. Um, and then, you know, Cal's another guy going to take a step forward. You know, he's a 30 homer guy. Like to see him do that again. And Canzone's the guy, you know, we saw this spring leading the team in home runs. I mean, they really like his power potential. He got after this offseason, put on some weight, got a lot stronger. And he's going to play probably more than most, I'm guessing, in left field, kind of see how that season goes. But I think they're going to pencil him in as the guy who's going to play the most right now in left field, and they love the power, the bat from that left side. So a lot of guys, a lot of interesting guys to take a look at this year. And the third base situation will be interesting to see how that plays out. So some question marks, yes, but some guys who have done it. Guys need to rebound. So a lot of storylines on offense.
Yeah, and yeah, those guys. I'm excited to see. Yeah, to see. I think, like you said, Dom Canzone. He came up in some big moments last year for the M's when they were winning all those games in August. And I think he should ask Dylan Moore if he can have his walk up song because it was I think it was Dylan Moore's
Poor
last year
Dylan.
was I think it was the Godfather theme song, the theme.
No, that was Haggerty.
Was it? Oh, that's Sam
That's from
Haggard. Okay,
Haggerty.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because Dom
yeah.
Canzone. That just name is.
So,
You just want to go
yeah,
like this. It's like
absolutely.
it's Tommy touchdowns. He's
Exactly.
got.
Yeah.
I look forward. Yeah, those guys you mentioned are good. I think. Yeah, Julio just had the most ridiculous offensive month I think we've maybe ever seen in baseball in August. He had
Wow.
what was it like just the amount of hits he had. He had like 4 games of at least 4 hits. It was insane. And yeah, his rookie year he finished seventh in MVP. So if you go four, and then last year was fourth. So we go three more down. For
Exactly.
dark, it's possible. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and their rotation is solid. Brian Wu and Bryce Miller. I'm super excited to see those guys. I know Emerson Hancock came there. One of their top prospects came up, pitched a few games last year, then ended up getting injured. So we'll see what happens with him during the year. But yeah, I'm excited to see those. The rotation's so solid. I mean, if you look at from a betting standpoint for Cy Youngs, I know George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, and Castillo are in the top tens for betting. So
That's
I mean,
crazy. Three,
yeah,
three of the 3 or 5 are in the top 10. And like you said, you know, Wu and Miller, a lot of upside. They had such good seasons last year. A little pressed maybe into duty before, you know, they were ready with injuries, but you know, Miller should be good to go this year. No restrictions. I know they're going to watch Wu a little bit, and that's why you'll see Hancock, I think, at times this year. Um, but yeah, 1 through 5, they're as good as anybody, if not the best in all of baseball. So again, that's why they're favorites to not just make the playoffs, but I think, you know, legitimate chance to win the West. The pitching is so good. They didn't have those big streaks. They don't have a lot of those big losing streaks because of the pitching. I think their
yeah,
longest streak last year, I want to say, was like 4 games. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
You know,
I think it was.
they're way better rotation than Texas, way better rotation than Houston. Because, you know, Verlander's not going to start there, so they've got the advantage there. I mean, I think they're better than the Orioles rotation, better than Jays are close, better than the Yankees now with full out. I mean,
Yeah.
they just
Although
dominate from the mound. pitching
The Or
is everything in baseball.
yeah, I'm excited because the Orioles got Corbin Burns, so that will be interesting.
True,
But
true.
I think you may the only team that could give him a chance for the best rotate is the Braves. Especially if Chris Sale is healthy,
They get
because
healthy. Yes.
yeah. So I'm excited for the season. I mean,
Mhm.
just being out at the ballpark is so fun. Just going out there, win or lose, that experience you walk, you're like, this is a true American. You feel like a true American,
It
watching the
is nice, right?
game. Yeah,
Outdoor, yeah. Get a little food, a little drink, enjoy it. Yeah, dress warm the first couple of months though.
yeah,
It's cold
yeah.
out there. But, it's
Uh,
going to be exciting. Yeah, start with the first home fan with Boston and Cleveland. To
why
feel
do they
exciting.
always do Boston? Wasn't it Boston last year? Am I?
I I don't think so.
It was at least the second
Could have
series.
been.
I
But they get
was.
those guys out, yeah, because they don't want to play obviously in Boston or Cleveland to start the year, so they usually go out on the
Oh
road.
yeah, especially they don't want to play them in the summer too. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
the
All
first
right,
first road. Yeah.
as we talked about this Mariner season, as you know, special editions, the season starts on Thursday. We're gonna do an all-time Mariners draft. So the rule is players have to at least play two
Right.
seasons. You can rank
Ooh.
them either um you can rank them in terms of your fan if you love them as fan favorite or just how good they were with the Mariners. You're the guest, so I'll let you have the first pick. We're gonna do we're gonna do first base through outfield. We'll do two outfielders, and then we'll do a starting pitcher and a bullpen guy and a DH.
Okay. What do you want to start with? You said first base.
You can start. So we're doing a draft. So if you think you can get a guy and wait at first base, so now yeah. So you can start at any position you want. Just get your best
Oh, I see.
guys. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So what I'm going to do is kind of do a fan favorite, but kind of do my favorite. So guys that I enjoyed covering or thought were just really good guys to deal with, good to the media, good family guys, good just people that I respect and really like and enjoy and keep in contact with. Okay, so well, the first one's pretty obvious. Let me go first. I mean, I'll take my outfielder. I'll take George, Kenneth, Griffey Jr. I'll take George.
Yeah. Figured.
That's a no-brainer. Yeah.
No
You
brainer.
know, it's funny because I missed him by a year. His first time in Seattle, I got here. I missed him. I missed the Kingdom years entirely, and so I got him when he came back. And a lot of the old school media guys, told me stories about how he wasn't, super nice all the time to the media. Um, but I never saw any of that because by the time he came back, he was super. He was just awesome. And loved to talk about his kids. He would show me video of kids all day long playing sports and just talking about them. He was great. Golfing with him and hanging out. He's he's it's great. It's great that he's still involved as one of the minority owners as well. So hopefully we'll see him more this year. So my first pick, that's his story.
That's a solid pick. I mean, that's who I would have taken. Griffey
Sorry,
all
bud.
time. I mean, as you said that I'll turn the cap just a
There
little
you
bit.
go.
I'll
The
turn the cap
tribute.
for that.
The kid.
I mean, yeah, he kind of I feel like transcended the backwards wearing cap, especially during that home run derby in Baltimore. Um,
Yeah, that was awesome.
that's just like I remember growing up playing baseball. Some of my coaches were like, "Can't turn your head backwards," like because I thought this was the hip way. They're like, "You got to keep it in front. It's more professional." I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah,
trying to be
true.
like Griffey. His swing is one of the best, nicest. I want to even. I mean, honestly, sexiest swing in MLB history. You
Yeah,
can say
I
it
agree.
is just.
Absolutely.
It's a chef's kiss. Those lefty swings are just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, like Bonds' swing. Those lefties, man, they got some nice swings.
Yeah.
Bonds, Bellinger has a great swing.
Yeah. So who you got?
All right, second I got Ichiro. I mean,
All
I
right.
feel like that's a no-brainer as well for the second. You can argue that someone else could have had a just as good as a career with him, but he won Silver Slugger 3 times in Seattle, selected to 10 All-Star games. He led the league in hitting, which during research I actually found this out 7 times, 7 consecutive seasons, which is just I mean he's all time in hits, so
In hits,
it's
yeah.
just
No, he's
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's crazy. And as a second player to win um rookie of the year and most valuable player in 2001, which is
Yep.
yeah, holds a
He's a
bunch of
second.
French.
That you said he's a second.
Yeah,
Who the first one was?
I don't off the top of my head.
I believe it's Fred Lynn, 75 with the Red Sox. I
Yeah,
believe.
I mean,
I could be wrong.
let's fact check this.
We'll fact check that. But I know he was rookie of the year. I think he was MVP. We're fact checking this right now. Anyway, we
Let's
taking
see.
2 outfielders?
Yeah, we'll do two. Okay, so I took Ichiro,
Okay.
and then you can take any position. If you think you can get a good guy later, too, you can
Dude,
always
I
take.
know I can get a good guy. I can get a guy all the time. I'm gonna stick with the. I'll just finish the outfield, and I'll go with Junior's best buddy, the bald one for Jay Buhner out there, the Bone out in right
The
field.
bone. Tell
Yeah,
him the bone sent you. That
tell him the Bone. Again, a character, a guy that I got his last year, like '01. He was hurt all year, so I just got him 1 year to cover him. But he's been on the broadcast, he's been involved and got to know him over the years. What a guy! I mean, he's one and only for the Bone, so I got to have him. I think for sure.
yeah, at least yeah, you're right. Okay, I just looked at Fred Lynn.
Yes,
Wow, that is a deep cut. Impressive.
that was the. Yeah, I don't know how I came up with that, but I was a Red Sox fan growing up. But I'm proud of that. All right,
Yeah.
so my outfield's done.
All right, I'm gonna go. This one's tough because I'm gonna put him at. Let's go, Randy Johnson, start pitcher.
Okay.
I'm gonna, some people might say Felix, but in terms of, I'm gonna go strictly from accolades and stats. Randy Johnson, one of the most dominant pitchers in MLB history,
Oh yeah.
without a doubt.
When he left Seattle, he was.
Yeah, when he left, yeah. I mean, at
Good
least he
years in
got
Seattle. I mean, he was good, obviously, but
he
yeah.
won a Cy Young in 1995 through no hitter, first one
Yep.
in Mariners history. Led the Triple Crown, which means wins, strikeouts, at an ERA 1995. Same year he selected 3 All-Star games. And and then so you think, I mean, honestly, that is almost Hall of Fame career. And then he leaves and then just wins 4 more Cy Youngs, which is crazy. But yeah, I think his ERA was 3.42 with the Mariners. He had 130 wins, 74 losses. In terms of domination, I think he was one of the best. I might get some hate for not putting Felix in there, to be honest. I'm maybe rethinking it now I say, because I was a big Felix fan, but yeah, that's my pick at pitcher.
Deal. All right, I'm gonna skip pitcher for now. We only get one starter, right? One starter, one reliever.
Yeah. Yeah, any
Okay,
bullpen.
And bullpen. Yeah, I'm gonna go right to DH and get Nelly Cruz.
Oh.
Guy who had 4 unbelievable years, the best free agent signing in team history.
Yeah, he wasn't
rolling out the first pitch on Thursday. We're looking forward to seeing Nelly. Top 5 human beings that I've ever covered and come across in baseball. He's an unbelievable guy. Looking forward to seeing him. He is my DH player.
I mean, you could honestly, he's probably, I would put, it's probably a top 5 DH of all time in MLB.
I would think so. His numbers are ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, he juiced a little bit, but it was only what, I mean, I don't know if I think it's speculation.
No, he did. He admitted it.
Yeah, he made it.
He served a suspension and he admitted it. And, he's trying to come back from an injury. And that does help you recover and get back. And that's what he made in Texas, and he admitted it and moved forward.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these guys still can't admit it, so,
yeah,
I mean, and what a career. He's very close to Hall of Fame. He'll get some votes. I mean, he's close.
I think so, yeah. It's tough being DH, but yeah, he's one of the most loved guys in baseball. I mean, it just seems like he plays for teams for the clubhouse purposes. I mean, he had that one. His last year in Minnesota was was actually pretty good. I think
Yep, I agree.
he had a bunch of home runs. So yeah, I mean, NC Boomstick, great nickname. He was just a
Yeah,
fun guy to
the
have around.
commercial. Yep,
Yeah, and I
yep.
remember it doesn't haunt me, but in the way of when they signed him, because they had Cano, and then they signed Nelson Cruz, and then Sports
Yep,
Illustrated was I don't like to talk about it. The Mariners winning the World Series.
yep. I know.
I got chills, but right now. That's a great
All right, what
pick.
do you got?
Um, I'll go I'll go Edgar at DH.
Not a bad one, huh?
Yeah, honestly, the best. Him or Big Poppy, best
He's
DH of all time.
he's the best. The award's
Yeah.
named after
The
him.
award's named after him. Let's be real here. Yeah.
Now, Poppy
Had
had some more like postseason hits,
Poppy is
but
yeah, postseason was
and home
insane.
runs. But yeah,
Yeah, especially against 2004 Yankee series and in game one where he hit that home walk-off home run. Yeah, but that's Big Poppy. Let's talk about Edgar. He had 19 years with the Mariners, which is crazy that you spend 19
yeah.
years with the same
One team,
team.
love it. Yep.
And it wasn't like he was like he wasn't it's not like he was a scrub, who would just sit on the team. He was a solid player for those 19 years.
Yep.
Like we said, there's a war named after him. A great, great charity guy, does a lot for the community as well. Won the Roberto Clemente Award in 2004, 7 All-Star games, won the batting title in 1992 and 1995. Um, One of the most cemented himself in. I mean, he's in Mariners history as one of the best guys. They retired his number. The 1995 slide. He hit that ball. Just all time one of the all time Mariner greats, and
I agree.
like we said, best DH of all time.
Yep. I'll let you have that one. I'm
I
gonna
know.
go
You said
third.
DH Nelson Cruz. I was like, oh no. I was like, he's gifting me this.
Yep. Hey, third base. I'm gonna go. My buddy, just into the Major League Hall of Fame, Adrian Beltre.
Nice. That's who I.
Yeah, unbelievably great guy, and he was productive here. I don't think it was what people thought, numbers wise, because he had that unbelievable season with the Dodgers and signed as a free agent. That was back when it was Safefield Field and the fences were back. They moved him
Mhm.
in like 15 feet, remember, to left center. So all these right-handed hitters, Sexton and Beltre, and these guys, it was death out there. I mean, it was just such a difficult park to hit in, especially for right-handers. That's why they need defense. Um, but he played, Gold Glove defense, played hurt, played every day. Went on to have an unbelievable career. He had a year in Boston and Texas, got 3,000 hits, well over 400 home runs, Hall of Famer, and the best defenders you'll ever see, best arm, and a great guy, clubhouse, community. So third base, Mr. Delta.
Yeah, he got in. Was it? I think he was first ballot too, right? It was his first time on the ballot. And he
Mm-hmm.
got in.
Oh yeah,
That I mean, it wasn't
oh
like
yeah.
a super shocker to me, but it was still like I was like, wow, okay. Because the MLB Hall of Fame, obviously, we know is very hard to get into. Yeah, Beltre, I got his autograph in my room. Great guy.
Nice.
I mean, his story of I mean, him. Was he on the? I can't remember if he's on the Mariners 4 when he got hit in the Family Jewels part at third base.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he was. Okay, Mariners are
but he
known
didn't
for
wear a cup.
that.
Yeah, he
He
doesn't
did
wear a
it.
cup. I know. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
In the hot corner with no cup. Crazy.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
one of the favorite Mariners. Just a great dude too.
Yes.
And see, good buddies with Felix Hernandez too.
Yeah, those two going back and forth, some of the funniest moments in baseball. When he's playing with Texas, Felix would face them. Hilarious. Those two jawing back and forth, talking trash the whole time. Very entertaining. Loved it.
I have this quick side question. When are we gonna get some of those all time? Is Root Sports gonna do more Mariners commercials like the FSN ones? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. I think that, you know what? I think they haven't done commercials in a couple of years in the internet. I wonder if I thought that maybe you're going to start this year.
See,
I don't
the
know. They have
last
some
one
good ones. They have some
yeah,
good ones for sure.
I actually, I'll just take him right now.
Yeah.
I did a charity event with Starbucks, and Dan Wilson, who I'll be taking at catcher right now.
Ah, that
I
was going to be my guy. Yep. He's
I
Dan the
was I
man.
was I was doing because whenever I meet people, just like when I first met you, I like or just interview. I like finding some this information on them that will shock them. I want to talk to them about things that people usually don't talk to them about, or it's like way in their
Mhm.
past. So I was talking with him. He had to do a double take, but I talked to him about that one commercial where it was the Mariners commercial where he was taking pictures the players' butts. You know what I'm talking about? He's like,
No, I
when I'm
don't.
behind third, I always do my job. And he was like pulling out pictures of like Mark McGuire's butt, Barry
Oh,
Bonds, all of those guys.
from his position, right? Yeah.
Yeah, from it, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I thought that was really funny. But yeah, Dan Wilson, beloved in Seattle. I mean,
Yeah.
I've talked to multiple people. You ask them who the favorite Mariner. I'm expecting Ken Griffey or Ichiro. They say no, Dan Wilson. Super nice
Yeah.
guy too. He had batted 262, a Gold Glove in '96 and 2002. I mean, to play that long as a
Oh, yeah.
catcher is impressive too.
Yeah. They've had a hole there, right? Since Wilson. I mean, you could argue that, Cal's there last,
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Cal's there. I remember when
team,
oh my God,
I mean,
was it not Miguel Olivo? I mean he was a catcher there, but who was the guy they brought over from
there's
the
so many.
Yankees?
Oh, God.
I think he caught Felix's perfect
Oh,
game.
he did. He did. He was just,
Wow. My
he was
dad
not.
was
Yeah,
he was
from the
really
Padres and the Yankees. Jesus Montero.
Taro, yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Montero.
My
That
dad was
man,
hyped.
just,
He was like, "This guy's gonna be really good, good
yeah, the Yankees'
prospect."
#1 prospect. Yeah, catcher,
Yeah.
couldn't catch, couldn't run, and could barely hit. It was not. It was not good. Anyway, we'll move on with that.
So yeah, all right. I
But
took
good one. Good one. Let me see. What's the question? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go first base, and I might surprise you a little bit. It'd be easy to take my fellow Aztec, right, Ty France. That'd be easy, or Mr.
that.
Mariner. It'd be easy, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with my, and I think what he's better known for is my assistant girls basketball coach than what he did in the majors. And he had a pretty good career, but my assistant coach for years, and we won a couple of titles together in fourth and fifth grade, I think, for our girls basketball team. Big Rude, John Olerud.
I was about to say, yep, John. Yep,
My
that was
man
my
had
guess.
the best season in the history of college baseball, and then won 2 World Series and a batting title with the Blue Jays. Had some really nice years with the Mariners. A really good career. But again, I think what he'll be known for is
Yeah, he
rebounding,
was the
tagging balls, uh, handing out water, you know,
wasn't he a what?
listening to my every word. That's what he did.
How was he? What was his favorite play to run as a basketball coach? What's
I tell you, I gotta be honest. His daughter was our best player, so I just tried to get her the ball.
just
So we
run
we
her?
we, we could run like actually, that team was pretty smart. We could do. We had two. We could run 2 plays. The one was a downstream and just come up and try a little motion stuff, but it always ended quickly. Or we also had a ball screen. So I was impressed at that age of girls we could do 2 plays, and
Wow,
they both
yeah.
involved giving her the ball. So
I yeah, usually trying to coach, especially at that age, that's
it's
being
tough,
able to
man.
yeah, being especially to be able to understand like what's going on and like how the play runs is actually pretty impressive. So
Yep, that's my
um
guy for.
that's good. Yeah, he was also a Wazoo guy. I'm pretty sure he played with Scott Hatterberg too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, who should I go? Should I do a fan favorite to be so I've done and I'll do a fan favorite.
all right.
Um let's do really a bullpen guy. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Fernando Rodney.
There you go. Oh man, the Fernando
Electric.
Rodney, experience, FRE, baby. He would walk the bases loaded and strike out the side.
E-
He was
Elite
awesome.
showmanship.
Oh
The
yeah,
swagger he had.
cricket hat. You never knew where he was going to be,
Literally
what he
played
was going to do. Oh my god.
he literally played 2 years, but those 2 years were so hype, especially
I agree.
2014. His walk up. I mean, he kind
He was
of
entertaining, man, and a
I
good
feel
guy
like
too.
yeah, I feel like his well, I mean, I his walk up song kind of paved the way for Edwin Diaz's walk up song kind of hype.
Narco, man. I hope we get that back this year. I know he's healthy again. I hope he does the Narco again because that was like a scene in New York, man. I love that.
Oh, the Edwin and which one?
Diaz, Evan Diaz, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that injury was just like that was like the Kendrys Morales walk off.
awesome.
Yeah, that was yeah. I mean Diaz was gonna be my first, but Fernando Rodney, the arrow.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
arrow. That's right. Yeah,
every Mariner, every person my age that was a Mariners fan, even just like semi fan, knew about the
the
arrow.
arrow. Yeah,
And then Michael Penix took it back over. I loved it. He's the
yep.
arrow guy
That's
now.
cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's my pick there. And
Okay, I
honestly,
like
in the
that.
best, I have to mention, he had this hat to the side a little bit too.
Yep, yep.
That
I like
was
that. He was. Yeah, I like him. Okay, I'm gonna go second base. There's actually some good ones. You go back in time, but I'm gonna go with the guy that I covered at the very beginning of my career, 2001. Who you can make an argument could have been the MVP that year, not each year, and that's Brett Boone, second base. Booney.
mm,
He was wildly entertaining, and his alter ego, the Boone,
the
he was
boon.
the Boone. Yeah, he was just very entertaining. And so I'm going, I'm going with Boone on there, second base. Leaving you a couple of good ones there too, but
I know. Well, okay.
take
So you
advantage.
got
Take advantage.
okay. I don't think I did. No, we didn't. I didn't do shortstop. I don't want no. I don't. I can't. Just not a fan of the guy.
Okay,
I'll
well,
do.
don't do it.
I'm gonna swallow my pride, and I'll take A-Rod at shortstop.
Oh, oh, that was good for you. Granted, he was a
He's a
talented player.
very
He
very
cheated.
good.
Cheated,
Cheated
but I agree. That's okay. I'm
in
glad you
terms
picked
of.
him because I was not at all.
I
Me and my
mean, I
wife were
can't.
saying, "Hey, God, that's
I don't know. I said swallow because and oh God, okay. I'm
too
if
late. You took him. He's on your team. Too late."
this is so hard because every time, hopefully I won't be if I ever apply for a job with Fox Sports, I apologize. He's on Fox now, right? Yeah. Is
I
he
don't
still on
know.
ESPN?
I don't know how or why. I think it's
He was on
either
ESPN and I
joined.
think he moved to Fox Sports. Anything that comes out of his mouth is just like it's BS to me. I just can't.
Totally, totally.
And then wait, was it? It was the All Star. No, it was the World Series. Where's the meme going around where he had like a horrible spray tan, or just
Yes,
is
yes. But he kind of played it off where he went somewhere and like fell asleep in the sun or something.
yeah.
Like, dude, I don't believe anything.
Every
Okay,
time he talks, it's just. I'm sorry, man.
I know. Too bad.
It's just.
Too bad.
Yeah, I mean, but
All
his
right.
career with the Mariners was. I mean, even though.
No,
I mean,
obviously put up numbers. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he won. He was the MVP in 2003, seven-time All-Star. He's part of that All-Star team with 2000 when it was at Safeco Field in 2001, where they had five guys in the starting lineup. Um,
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah, two Gold Gloves, single season record for home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. But it's also A-Rod, so it's like,
Well, well,
okay,
glad you did it. All right. I'm gonna go catcher. You pick Dan, so God, I've covered a lot, but I'm gonna go with the current guy, Cal Raleigh. I think they
big
got something
dumper.
pretty special there with the big dumper. The nickname, the power, the way he's emerging as kind of the leader of that team. He's really good behind the dish, great arm. I think he's just a really good guy and a really good catcher. Sneaky funny, he's quiet but like sneaky funny. So
And
I'm a big Cal fan. I'm going with him.
he's not afraid to speak his mind too, which I respect.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Who should I go with? You did. I can't. Let's see. For outfield, honestly, I'm gonna go Julio. Though
Oh
he's
yeah,
only been it's only been 2 years. I mean, an
he's
insane
pretty
two
good.
years. He's a pretty
Yeah,
good ball player. And I
pretty
just
good.
think that one of the best things about him is just he's just a stand-up guy.
Hmm. Yeah, he is. He's
I mean,
a young guy who gets it though.
yeah, he's my age, which is it's crazy to think.
That
Especially
is
he was one of
crazy.
my favorite it's even like young guys like Corbin Carroll. I think he's a year younger than me, but he's one of my favorite guys in the league. But it's funny
Hmm.
to root for these guys when they're just same age or younger. That's how I feel about when seeing these guys come in like the NBA that are just like 6'10", and you realize, oh,
Yeah,
these guys are like
younger.
3 years younger than you.
Yeah,
It's nuts. But yeah,
yeah. But
Julio, he won two-time
oh,
All-Star, seventh in MVP rookie year. He was fourth last year in MVP. Had a historic August that helped bring the Mariners to
yeah,
first place. In fact, just I want to look up what his WAR was, the wins above replacement during that stretch.
in August.
It must have been ridiculous. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Mariners have him for a very long time, signed him to a long contract, and I'm just excited. I think he's just good for the game of baseball too. He has that swagger to him, the no fly zone, the J Rod
yeah,
show. Just, I mean, he's electric. He's great defensively. He's good with the fans. He's got a very good smile that people love.
yep,
And he's just like the one. He's the one player that for a while the Mariners just did not have in terms of of hope. For
yeah,
the '90s it was Griffey. I mean, in the 2000s they still like Edgar was still good, but they had Ichiro. 2000s I guess is maybe Felix, but no one they didn't. But besides Ichiro and Griffey, I think Julio is one of those guys that gives them hope that can actually elevate them to beyond the regular season into the playoffs because
yep,
unlike basketball and I mean football, arguably you can make the same argument. There's no one that can carry you into the playoffs in baseball. It's such a I mean, there's 9 guys on the field, and also it's such a unpredictable game. Anything can. There's so many outcomes. Anything can happen. Um, so I think Julio really gives that is kind of the
yep,
a good hope for the Mariners, and it's really fun to watch him. And look forward to seeing him get even better.
absolutely. All right, I'm gonna go back to get my pitchers out of the way. You took Randy, so I'll take Felix.
Yeah,
In the Hall of Fame, Mariners Hall of Fame last year, you look at the numbers, he leads the franchise in every category. So it's easy to Felix. And nice to see him. He's back in town, yesterday um, at T-Mobile. So hopefully he'll be around the team a little bit more. Get him out of Miami a little bit, have him around. So always good uh, to have him around. And those years when he was at the top of the game, 5, 6, 7 years, it's just, I mean, dominated, the best pitcher in baseball. And I don't think
he
he's
should have.
quite got enough numbers, to get to the Hall of Fame. But he'll get a look because of all the metrics and stuff. But I just don't quite think he's going to get there. But
Do you?
but a lot of fun,
Here's,
dude.
I have a question. Do you think if he retired like a couple years earlier, he would still have a better chance? Because the numbers went
I
down.
know he has so few wins though. That's the problem. He only has like about a buck 60, right?
I mean,
That's hard.
A classic Felix outing was throwing 2 hits, but
Yeah,
somehow the Mariners couldn't give him the run support to win.
right. He'd go complete game, they lose 1-0. It's Felix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. Yeah, but I
I
think
mean, he
he's going
was
to get a look. Though.
I think he will. I remember who did he get? Someone he won Cy Young in
Yeah,
2010. I mean, he was
and he
in
could have won it
I'm looking at the
again, but they gave it
numbers.
to Kluber. To Cleveland, they gave it to Kluber.
Oh, in
He should
24, you're talking
have.
about 2014?
Yeah, Felix should
Yeah,
have
that
won
was
last year
highway robbery.
for
I
sure.
was
Yeah,
heated after that.
yeah. bad. That's
That
my guy.
yeah.
All right,
I
what do you
mean,
got?
one thing I just want to know about Felix, his pitching was very I mean, it wasn't like unorthodox, but his finishing, because he would kind of fall off the side of the mound a little bit
Mhm.
versus like finishing in front, like centered on. So I always thought, and he would turn from the side
Flip
and
of the
just the
switch.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah. What else is cool about Felix is he pitched with feel and read bats really well, kind of like old school. He was kind of I don't say opposite, but different than how guys are kind of programmed now. They just look at numbers and data and come up with a plan that way, which certainly good and work. But Felix was a guy who would go in and say, "My curveball's feeling really good. I'm going to throw that." Or "My slider's feeling good today. I'm going to throw that." They're not hitting that, so they did it. It was just a different way of doing things. And real smart and just knew how to get out. So people
And
kind of don't know that or gloss over that a little bit. But he, you know, had a big part in calling his game and just kind of knew what it took, for him.
totally, and one of the best changeups in the league for a
Oh
while. Honestly,
yeah,
damn, that changeup was nice. Oh, thing would
yep,
just
yep,
drop the last second. Oof.
yep. All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's just do this for fun. I'm gonna go Richie Sexton at
Nice,
first base
nice.
because I mean he wasn't isn't I didn't even look I don't even have him. I just was it's pulled out of my head. I remember
He had a
playing
couple of good years. He had a
he
couple of good
did.
years
He
here.
did. I remember but I mean he's a Washington State native from Vancouver.
Hmm.
But I remember he was just a huge dude too.
Yeah.
I remember playing what was it was MLB 2K7 on no, it was the bigs on the Xbox. I remember playing with him. He was so big that his body would go beyond the screen.
Yeah, so 6'7" or 6. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
big
let's
guy with big power. That's a good one. All right. All right, hey,
so yeah.
I'm gonna surprise you here with the bullpen. You got Rodney, so I got a lot of options. All right, Diaz would be good. Sugar, JJ Puss, buddy of mine. I appreciate that, but I have to go. I mean, this one I have to go with my
Can I
my.
can I guess
Okay,
how much when do they is it like one of the part of the 2010s?
a little before that.
Doug Fist no, Doug Fist was
Oh yeah, he's a good one. I like that guy. He was a starter. Oh come on, my
mm,
broadcast partner. He
oh
sits
Ryan
next to
Roland
me.
Smith.
I got to give RRS too, right? Just for the accent, just we hear him
Yeah.
talk.
The
I don't. I
Aussie.
wouldn't let him. I'm not going to let him pitch on my team. I'm just going to let him talk and hang out. Good guy.
That's
Have a
good.
lot of fun with O'Brien. So that's my guy.
That's a
All right, I
good
got one
pick.
left. Yep, I got one left. You got two?
Yes, I have second and third.
All right.
Um third, Kyle Seager.
Love him.
Because I
One of
was
my
debating
favorites.
because
Thank
Edgar
God.
played third at did he
At the
yeah,
beginning.
Edgar
Yeah.
at beginning. So I was considering putting him at third, but Kyle Seager. I mean,
Yeah. Doug.
a very,
He'll
very
be the next.
ten
He'll be the next Mariner Hall of Famer. He'll be the next one.
I mean, yeah, can you see them retiring his number?
Mm-mm. No, I don't think you do that. I think those are, held on to the guys who get the statues outside the Hall of Fame.
I've noticed, yeah,
Um,
that's the thing in baseball, or at least I haven't been to other stadiums, but the Mariners, I feel like the standard to retire number in either just for the Mariners or in baseball in general is a lot higher. So I feel
yeah.
like some other professional leagues have like I guess Matt Hasselbeck, they retired his or they either put him retired his number, put him in the Hall of Fame for the Hawks,
I
but
think they put him in their ring of honor. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think they were.
is that different from retired? Yeah, I guess you're yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, he had a very he went to an all-star in 2014. Great guy.
Yeah.
I
Go
remember
blood.
when the president of business operations for the Mariners, went on that podcast in 2020 one. Yeah, the 2022. And he was like, "Oh yeah, Kyle, he's good, but we're probably not gonna bring him back."
hmm
Maybe it's
Yeah.
2021. And then I remember Kyle Seager's wife tweeted, "Okay, we're putting our house up for sale." Something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
he great athlete too, and very good defensively as well.
Yep. I agree. All right, my last pick. This is gonna this will surprise you a little bit. Shortstop. I'm gonna go with the guy who you never knew what he would do or say or if he'd show up. Sometimes, I mean, he's just a character, but he would also um, field some ground balls during games between his legs. I'm talking Brendan Ryan, who was
Oh my
a really
God, I was
good
actually gonna say Brendan
defensive,
Ryan.
yes,
I was gonna
defensive
say Brendan.
shortstop. Not a great hitter at the big league level, but he could really, really take it. And he was just a fun-loving guy. I mean, he was a he was a crack up. So I enjoyed covering him. Brendan Ryan, give him a
You
little
mi-
love.
you're missing
Shortstop.
one quality about him.
Oh,
The mustache.
oh yeah. When you get the stash going, yeah.
It was a clean mustache.
Yeah. That's my team, brother. You got
All
one more.
right.
What do you got?
I
Second
got
or no? Who you got?
second. Yeah, I got second
Okay.
base. I'm gonna go. Let's go Cano. I mean, he was
Okay.
awesome.
I thought you might go Harold Reynolds, but okay.
I'm gonna go Cano.
All right.
He was. I mean, they sold him. Played for the Mariners. Had a good career. He
He
was
did. Then they were
there.
able to get rid of that contract. You're right.
That was a chef's kiss
That was
too.
genius. Yep.
Um,
They got nothing
yep.
for him, but they were able to get rid of the contract, and they had to give up Diaz too.
Yeah,
So
they got Kellenic, which was, I mean,
yeah,
good at the time. Yeah, they gave Diaz, which was tough. But I mean, he batted his career with Seattle, batted 296. He had 107
okay.
home runs. He had 821 hits. He did well. He
Yeah.
was one of those guys that brought good energy with the Mariners. He made the All-Star
Yeah.
team his first year there. He had 3 All-Stars, and I think he was All-Star MVP one of the years. And yeah,
All right.
home run derby
There we
champ
have it.
too.
My team
That's
against your team. We'll get like computers to play a 7-game series. I like that.
I should have. I'm so regretting my. God, why did I pick Aaron? Like, I
Hey,
don't.
okay. Okay, my man.
I'm.
All right, I'm
Uh,
excited about the season. We'll do this again. Maybe All-Star break or something.
yeah.
I
So
like
yeah,
it.
that's our team. My team was Ichiro. We have Ichiro, Julio, Randy Johnson. I had Fernando Rodney, Edgar, Dan Wilson, Beltre. I'm sorry, you had no, I had yeah, you had
You got two.
Beltre. Yeah, I had Kyle Seager. I had Aaron Cano, and Richie Sexton.
Nice. I went with
All right.
Junior and Buhner in the outfield. Cruz, my DH. Beltre, Brendan Ryan, Booney, Olerud, Cal, my catcher. Felix on the mound, and RRS, who might not be allowed to pitch, but he can be on the team. That's how we do that.
I almost went with Tino Martinez. I mean, I almost went with Mr. Mariner,
Yeah.
Al Davis, but I thought that'd be
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
I
That'd
mean,
be good.
he had a short career, Alvin Davis, but it was pretty
Yeah, I
good.
didn't mind. He was. Absolutely. All
Okay.
right, man.
So we talked about this. I want to talk about the Otani scandal because that's huge.
I
Uh,
know he's talking today. I don't know anything new. I
oh
know he's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
talk.
So a little background. Last on Tuesday, his Epe Mazuhara, his interpreter, sat down with ESPN, saying that he was gambling addict. He gambled away lost a bunch of money. Him and Shohei sat down, together. He told Shohei they took money out of Shohei's account and wired it to the bookie who was under federal investigation, which is how it really started because the Fed saw the receipts on Shohei's account. And then Wednesday it was reported that Shohei, after the Dodgers, the team was told there might be some negative news. Shohei was asking questions and they told him what was happening. He said he had no idea. So it turned into theft in one day. What are your kind of overall thoughts on this? Has there ever been seen something like this before in the MLB? And do you think it will other professional leagues will kind of crack down even more on third party gambling?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't. Everybody said that they did not bet on baseball,
Mm-hmm.
so it might be a little different than Pete Rose situation from years ago. But I mean, the NFL suspended guys last year for gambling, right? So I think, and it's it's tough, right? It's somewhat hypocritical when the leagues are getting a lot of money from gambling stuff. So, if they're making it legal in so many states, and now they're welcoming them as partners, but they don't let the players can't gamble. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Ohtani. Like, what's kind of the real story? I mean, $4.5 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. You're into it. You're a gambler,
Yeah.
and you're a bad gambler, right? I mean, how you lose $4.5 million? And if he really
Yeah.
didn't know, or somebody pointed out, what if this guy's taking the fall for Ohtani? What if Ohtani's again? I mean, who knows, right? We're just going to have to wait to see how it plays out. But it's not a good look for baseball. I mean, they certainly um, don't want this to overshadow opening weekend or overshadow the season. Or this is the guy who signed the biggest contract in the history of the game. He's the best player in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
want him to be okay, and yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens and what comes out and what's the truth and kind of what baseball ultimately does.
Yeah, because there's a rule. It's the Rule 21. It's quote, any player, umpire, club, or legal official or employee who places bets with illegal bookmakers or agents for illegal bookmakers shall be subject to such penalty as the commissioner deems appropriate in light of the facts and circumstances of the conduct. So it seems like as of now, I mean, we don't know all the details. Just there's a lot of things that are left unanswered. Because one thing was said the other, and then it was completely changed the next day.
Right.
So yeah, so as of now, it looks like it would just come down to what Rob Manfred thinks and what could go on, and because we don't know if Shohei actually, if it actually came from Shohei knew about the wiring, and if it actually, and I don't think as of now Rob Manfred would be. I don't think he's got the David Stern as much in him as he's not necessarily Robin doesn't discipline people, but I think it's more that Shohei is such a big part of the game, one of the faces of
Right.
baseball, not just in America but internationally too. I mean, he makes 50 million from endorsements in Japan.
Right.
I mean, people go. He's box office guy. People go to the games. Teams pay him $70 million. Like that's some yeah. So I don't think. And I just don't. I think in terms of if I think Shohei actually bet, I don't. I think he's a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we never know nowadays, but it doesn't seem like he seems like he's a smart guy and he knows what's right and what's wrong. And then there's also reports that he doesn't really follow much any other sports
Right.
as well. And then I read something that Ipe Mizuhara, when he applied with the Angels on his resume, but he told them that he went to UC Irvine. But then,
He didn't.
yeah, he didn't. So,
Right. Work with the Red Sox. Oh no, he didn't. I don't
uh,
know. It's yeah. So it's going to be bigger than kind of. I think it's just the tip of kind of what we're going to see and get out of that story. So certainly
it's
one
just
that you're going to follow, daily, right? Yeah.
it's just crazy because it's Shohei Ohtani. It's the
Right.
biggest player in Major League Baseball. If it was like a smaller guy, you'd be like, oh, it'd be off to the side. But you know
Yeah.
what?
Gamble big. Yeah.
I think it's good PR for not good PR. I mean, MLB isn't as popular as other sports in terms of media coverage, in my opinion. Like
Mhm.
I don't watch as much anymore, but I remember watching a lot of First Take, and maybe the three times I've seen MLB on First Take, at least twice was Judge in the home run race, beat
Yep.
Roger Maris's record when he got 61. And then when the Mariners president of baseball operations came out on that podcast and was saying, oh yeah, Julio's a nice kid. His English is horrible. Oh, we're paying Hisashi Iwakuma's interpreter way too much money. And I remember that was on First Take. But yeah, so baseball, it's a very selective sport to follow, but now it's getting
Mhm.
even, bigger coverage, which isn't necessarily, and it's a bad way that's getting bigger coverage, but I'm glad it's getting some some more watch. But it's just crazy because
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani is the best player in MLB history, in my opinion. Um,
Yep.
and this is all just happening to him. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how it plays out. Um, I'm glad he's on the Dodgers. He own him and Trout just own the Mariners.
Yeah. Boy, they're gonna Angels are gonna be so bad. I mean, they're bad with him, but without him, they're gonna really struggle. Trout's
I
never gonna be the same with his back injury. Trout's never gonna
yeah,
be bad.
I don't, I don't think this talked about enough how much the Angels fumbled the bag last year because
Big time.
they traded for Giolito and he was okay. They didn't need to, and they could have gotten so much for Otani.
Yep. But they just
So
kept them
much.
and tried to make a run with Steve, but they were never
Why
gonna
would
play.
why would they think he
And then
would
they
want
just
to
let him go.
resign?
No chance. Yeah, no.
He won the World Baseball Classic,
Oh,
and he's like, okay, this is what it's like to win. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not saying on this team anymore. Yeah, I just struck
yeah,
out my teammate, one of the best players of all time. And in this big
yeah.
situation, I can play in these big time moments. And that's not gonna happen on the Angels. So yeah, I think that should be talked about how Angels just fumbled it. I mean, Juan Soto, the Padres got a huge the Nationals got a huge
Yeah.
trade for him during the season. So yeah, that's something that should be talked about. But yeah, the Otani thing, we'll see how it plays out, see if he gets suspended or not. I don't think so, based off
I
of the
don't think so
current.
either.
I
Yeah,
think he's too big for the game. But yeah, that's thanks for coming on. Appreciate
you
talking
bet.
to you, giving me your time. Tell us where they we can find you at T-Mobile.
We're gonna be out and right next to the pen out there. Our set will be out in right center field, next to the sod farm is the way to call it. The grass that they grow for replacement for the field. But right next to the pen, it'll be Angie Mentic and myself a lot out there. Rotate in Ryan Rowan Smith, Dave Valley, Bill Kruger. Uh, so it should be a lot of fun for us. And we're going to start Thursday, 6 o'clock. We have an hour pregame. All of us will be involved, and we'll cover everything they do. The Mariners do such a good job of opening night. The player introductions, the magenta carpet, the make-a-wish kid run around the bases, which always gets me. I love that. Ben Gibbard, Jeff Sabatini will be singing the anthem. Got Nelson Cruz throwing out first pitch. There'll be some other surprises too. So looking forward to that again Thursday at 6 o'clock. And the Red Sox too. So there'll be a lot of Red Sox fans. It'll be sold out. It'll be a great atmosphere. Looking forward to kicking off this season. High hopes this year. So let's see how it
Hmm.
plays out and just giddy up in the next 6 months, buddy.
Yeah, I'll stop by and say hello when I'm there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thanks for coming on again. I'll see you on Thursday, hopefully.
Sounds
Uh,
good. Thanks,
all
buddy.
right. Yeah, take care. Super fun time getting to talk to Brad about, Mariners baseball 2024 season and, getting to draft an all-time team. We went with some, uh, you know, in terms of stats favorites who should have been on the team. We also went with some fan favorites as well. Both of us did. Super fun getting to talk to him, especially about the Otani thing and all that gambling stuff. See how that plays out as well. This has been Klein's Corner. Thanks for listening and give it a watch as well.